We are back for the midweek DFS update, and we are building directly off yesterday's core while tightening our pool with a couple of leverage pivots driven by projections, opponent rank, and the latest reporting quarterback first, and no change at the top. We are keeping Sam Darnold at 16,200 with a dash rank of 100 and an 18-point projection against New England, who have a tough defense overall. The Y is the same as yesterday with added confidence. He just posted 30 after back-to-back nines. He is still projected to be virtually unowned, and the redemption arc is backed by fresh write-ups on his Super Bowl run and the Vikings' rejection storyline from Essentially Sports, which continue to signal organizational trust and a pass-friendly plan when the lights are brightest. We still prefer to stack him with a Seahawks pass catcher. We are also keeping Drake May at 16,500 with a dash rank of 99 and a 21-point projection against Seattle, who have a tough defense overall. His 16, 17, and 19 over the last three mirrors his 22-point season average, and that steady volume profile plays perfectly as a bringback or single stack. Multiple reports note, New England is working to bolster his receiving core, which supports a volume bet, even in a tough matchup. And he is also projected to be virtually unowned running back, and we are holding our two-sided stance while nudging exposure. Ramondre Stevenson stays in at 13,200 with a dash rank of 82 and a 16-point projection against Seattle, who have a tough defense overall. The recent 7, 12, and 16 with a 13-point average keeps the floor intact, and he remains our preferred workload and red zone path when you fade full Seattle onslaughts in a tough game environment. We are also keeping Kenneth Walker III at 14,700 with a dash rank of 82 and a 16-point projection. He draws New England, who have a tough defense overall, but his last three of 21, 39, and 17 scream slate-breaking upside. The cross-outlet reporting from ESPN, NFL.com, Fox News, and NBC Sports that he agreed to a 3-year deal with the Chiefs, paired with the Super Bowl LX MVP headlines, reinforces role confidence and touchdown equity regardless of laundry. We are slightly upping exposure because the spike history plus the narrative heat can outpace this price in tournaments wide receiver, and no change to the core priority. Jackson Smith-Njigba remains our top play at 11,600 with a dash rank of 100 and a 27-point projection against New England, who have a tough defense overall. He is averaging 23 fantasy points per game, with recent games of 34, 11, and 14, and is still projected to be virtually unowned. The news cycle around him, seeking a record-setting contract after a Super Bowl winning campaign, underscores alpha usage and fits perfectly with Darnold stacks. The midweek pricing move makes it even easier to get overweight. We are pivoting our New England bringback from Kayshon Boutte to Mac Hollins at 5,400 with a dash rank of 73 and an 8-point projection against Seattle, who have a tough defense overall. Why the switch? Updated projections plus roll signals matter here. Recent reports noted Hollins came closest to an 80-yard game among their weapons with 78 on 4 catches, and the team even paid out a $400K incentive despite his finishing short of the 50-catch threshold. That combination of trust and downfield involvement makes him the cleaner salary saver to pair with May this week. We are adding Rashid Shaheed at 6,300 with a dash rank of 92 and a 10-point projection as our cheap Seattle WR pivot when you cannot reach JSN. New pieces highlight him as an unsung hero for contenders and one of the most dynamic return specialists in the league, and there was a recent note about a season record-setting play. The last 3 of 6, 9, and 1 capture the volatility, but at this price and projected low ownership, he is a perfect tournament lever inside Darnold stacks against a tough defense overall tight end, and we are making one notable change for correlation and salary. We are pivoting from Hunter Henry to A.J. Barner at 7,200 with a dash rank of 90 and an 8-point projection against New England, who have a tough defense overall. We want the cheaper correlation inside our primary Darnold builds, and Barner's recent usage profile with 3, 0, and 3 fantasy points fits the touchdown hunting we want in this price tier. Even after Clint Kubiak's departure for Las Vegas, the TE role in this system remains a utility release valve that can pay off on short fields in a compressed matchup. If you need a true punt at the position, Eric Sauber at 900 is strictly a salary release. You are playing for a handful of routes, a red zone look, or broken coverage in Darnold stacks. Use sparingly in large fields. Kicker remains unchanged. Jason Myers at 8,100 with a dash rank of 60 and an 11-point projection faces New England, who have a tough defense overall. His last 3 of 7, 11, and 8 fit our thesis that drives can stall in this matchup. The Super Bowl debate about him versus Kenneth Walker for MVP, and the note that he hit a record 5 field goals underline a tournament-winning ceiling when touchdowns are scarce. On the other side, Andy Borregales at 7,500 with a dash rank of 57 and a 9-point projection faces Seattle, who have a tough defense overall. Recent games of 4, 4, and 10 plus the features on his 126-point rookie season at an 86.7% success rate keep him firmly in play for May builds where you want exposure to Patriots scoring without betting only on touchdowns. Defense stays put. Patriots defense at 6,000 with a dash rank of 58 projects for 6 points, and their opponent rank of 14 indicates they are facing a team who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall on the other side. Recent outputs of 12, 7, and 5 are trending the right direction, and in lineups that fade the aggressive Seattle stacks, they remain our leverage anchor. For the value flex, we are keeping the Seahawks team at 4,400 with a dash rank of 53 and a 5-point projection against an opponent who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall. It is a simple correlation and salary release dart in stars and scrubs builds centered on Darnold plus JSN. What changed from yesterday? We are consolidating New England receiver exposure by pivoting from Butte to Mac Hollins based on updated roll signals and cleaner salary leverage with Mai. We are replacing Hunter Henry with A.J. Barner to maximize correlation and savings in Darnold stacks while keeping a stone minimum Sauber dart for extreme builds. We are slightly upping Kenneth Walker exposure off the strong cross-outlet signing and MVP coverage plus his 21 and 39-point recent spikes. We are trimming Treveyon Henderson from the pool to keep salary focused on JSN and Walker ceiling paths core summary. Darnold stacked with JSN and Myers. Bring back with Hollins. Alternative path is my single, stacked with Hollins and paired with Borregales. Mix in Ramondre for workload builds, Kenneth Walker as the ceiling flex one-off, and use Shaheed as the volatile value pivot in Seattle stacks. Patriots defense remains the primary leverage when you fade Seattle stacks. Ownership remains virtually non-existent across this pool, which is exactly why we are pressing it midweek.